Hey guys, today's video is a little bit messy, is a good way of putting it, and I'm kind of glad. Today's practice is me just playing around with different arm balances, trying all the ones that I know how, just because the arm balances are fun for me. It's a great incentive to really strengthen your core, and it's core work at the same time. So hope you enjoy. It's about an hour long. Feel free to play around in some of these poses, press pause, go back and forth. It's a lot of fun. I hope you enjoy the video, and yeah, thanks for watching, guys.
Let's go ahead and start in child's pose. Connecting to your breath and just becoming present in the room. Feel free to make this pose a little more active. You can bend your elbows and take your hands behind your head if you'd like. Get a nice tricep stretch. Really grounding your hands down into the mat, pushing your hips closer to your heels if you want, or just stay relaxed. On an inhale, come to your hands and knees. Plant your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips, and then a few rounds of cat and cow tilts. Be conscious here of where you're initiating the movement. I did a few extra rounds in this practice, playing with whether I started the movement at my tailbone or whether I started the movement with my head. And it's amazing how much difference there is depending on which part of your body is leading and which part of your body is following. Inhale, come to a neutral spine, and exhale, push into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, bend the knee and open the hips. Stacking the hips, but keeping the shoulders squared towards the mat. So you're getting a light twist in your back here and a good stretch along the right side of your body. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Bend the knee and open the hips. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step it forward and come into a low lunge. We're getting right into the hip stretches pretty quickly in this practice in order to loosen us up for the things we're going to do a little bit later. So in this lizard pose, you can stay where you are, plant your left hand, and raise your right hand up, getting a small twist. If instead of the twist you want to stay in the low lunge, even come down to your forearms, that's fine. You're starting to open things up. Hands down, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Low lunge. Again, come on down to your forearms if you'd like, or stay here and take the twist. Planting that right arm down and lifting that Left arm up. Remember to keep squeezing that left knee in towards center. You don't want it to be falling out to the side. Hands down, back to downward facing dog. Step or jump to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. And then come into ragdoll. Keeping your feet solid on the ground. Letting your upper body relax down. Bend your knees as much as you need to get a good release in your lower back, upper back, letting go of your neck and head. Exhale, release your hands, walk your feet together, halfway lift, and then bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift, bow forward again. Inhale, reach up all the way up. And then breathe here in mountain pose. Fold forward with a big exhale. Halfway lift. And high plank, step back. Try and be conscious here that your hips are in line with your heels and your shoulders, so they're not dipping too low or going up too high. Play with that and find the balance there. Low plank, upward facing dog. Breathe here. And downward facing dog with a big exhale. And breathing here. Staying connected to that deep, long Ujjayi breath. Big exhale, empty everything out, and then step or jump forward. Halfway lift, bow forward, exhaling. Inhale, reach up, and bow forward all the way down. Halfway lift. High to low plank, long exhale. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Really connecting to those deep breaths. Big exhale all the way out. And step or jump to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. Bow forward. Reach up, big inhale, fill up, and bowing all the way back down. Halfway lift. High to low plank, long exhale. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take one more big breath in. Empty all the way out. And float towards the front of your mat. Halfway lift. Bow forward. Bend your knees and reach up. Utkatasana. Breathe here. With each inhale, lifting up, sending energy through your arms, through your fingertips. Each exhale, sinking down a little bit deeper. And then bow forward. Halfway lift. And jump back to chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot, warrior one. Inhale, lift up. And breathe here. Again, taking the time to set up your warrior one so you know where to come back to once we start flowing. Breathing in, lifting up, exhaling, sinking down. Big inhale, exhale, big breath in. Humble warrior, hands behind your back, and stay here for a couple breaths. We're going to incorporate this pose into our sun salutation, so we'll be flowing in and out of this. Big inhale, reach your arms forward, exhale, hands down, high to low plank. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift your left leg up, step it forward, exhale. Inhale, come up to warrior one. Breathing here, feeling set in your feet, strong legs, engaging Uddiyana Bandha, so that you tilt your tailbone down and forward. And then your upper body can be light and relaxed. Exhale down to humble warrior, hands behind your back. Keeping those hips square to the front of your mat. Inhale, reach your arms forward. Exhale, high to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. You can take the extra chaturanga push-up in there if you'd like. If not, just head straight to down dog. Big exhale, empty out. Jump to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. Bow forward. Bend your knees, reach up. Utkatasana. Bow forward all the way down. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot, warrior one. Inhale and lift up. Exhale, humble warrior, hands behind the back. Arms forward, breathe in. Hands down, high to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left leg, warrior one, inhale. Humble warrior, exhale. Reach your arms forward. High to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And breathe here. One more big breath in. Empty all the way out. And jump to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. Bow forward. Bend your knees and reach up. Bow forward. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, warrior one. Inhale and reach up. Humble warrior, exhaling. Reach forward, high to low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, warrior one. Inhale. Humble warrior, arms behind your back. Reach forward, high to low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. And breathe here. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Right knee to right elbow. Right leg up. Right knee to left elbow. Right leg up. Right leg to the right elbow. And right leg up. Right knee, left elbow. Right leg up. Right knee to right elbow. And climb into flying runner stretch. Placing your knee on your right elbow and your left elbow into your left hip. Take as much time here as you'd like, and then meet us back in downward facing dog. Right leg up, bend the knee, open the hips, flip all the way over to flip dog. Big breath in and back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up, left knee to left elbow. Left leg up, left knee to right elbow. Left leg up, left knee, left elbow. Left leg up, left knee, right elbow. Left leg up, left knee, left elbow, and crawl up. Again, take as much time here as you'd like. Play around with it. Press pause on the video. Just have some fun with it. Whenever you're done, meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up, bend the knee, open the hips, push all the way over into flip dog. And back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up and step it forward. We're going to come into crescent lunge here. After a few breaths in low lunge. Inhale, lift your arms up. Take another deep breath in. Breathe out. Breathe in, up and back. Hands to your heart center. Inhale, and then twist on your exhale. Open your arms if you'd like. We come into side crow later in the practice, but if you'd like to take it here in this extended version, you're more than welcome. Then high to low plank, upward facing dog, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up, step it forward, low lunge. Once you feel set in low lunge, Use an inhale to come up. A deep breath in, up and back. Then hands to your heart center. Another deep breath in and twist. Like all of our twists, we find length in our spines on the inhale, and then we twist with our exhales. Big inhale, open your arms if you'd like. Again, you can come into side crow from this angle if that's in your practice or you just think it'd be fun. Exhale, high to low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Empty all the way out and then float to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. And then bow forward. Halfway lift again. And come into crow pose. So planting your hands underneath your shoulders and then walking your knees up onto the backs of your triceps. You want your knees to be as high as possible or as comfortable. And then slowly lift your toes up off the ground. If your arms are sweaty or your knees are sweaty, you might need to wipe them off or you will fall like I just did. And this pose is a lot about engaging the core more so than the strong arms. The alignment and the core strength is definitely key here. If you'd like, you can try shooting back into chaturanga. Again, you might not always be successful, and that's okay. Walk your hands back to meet your feet, and then come into ragdoll. Relaxing here for a few moments, reconnecting to your breath, especially if you got a little frustrated in that last pose. Walk your hands back out to downward facing dog and breathe here. One more big breath in, empty all the way out, and then jump to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. And come into crow again. The quicker you can come into crow, the better. I find the more time I give myself, the more I psych myself out. So just plant your knees and then crawl up. Then you can stay in crow, try crow again, or you can come into goddess pose. This is a great pose to help release your lower back. Plant your hands, walk your feet together, and then fold forward. Halfway lift, and then fold forward again. Halfway lift, and point your toes to the right side of your mat. Bend your knees, and reach up into Utkatasana. We're going to do a prayer twist. Take a deep breath in and then twist to the left. Remembering to keep your knees in line and your heart above your hips. If you'd like, you can come on down to your tiptoes. Open your arms. And then we're going to come into side crow here. So arms shoulder width apart. Left elbow into your hip and right elbow into your knee. And then strengthening your legs. And then from there, you can jump back into Chaturanga, back through your basic sun salutation, and meeting in down dog. Take one more deep breath in. Empty all the way out. Step or jump to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. And point your toes to the left. Bend your knees, reach up. Bring your hands to your heart center. Take another big inhale and then twist towards the right. From here, if you want to come down to your tiptoes or open your arms, that's fine. Take whatever modifications you'd like. And then come into side crow here. And again, just take as much time here to play with this pose. It's fun, but it is challenging. So make sure that you're giving yourself enough compassion to not get discouraged, especially if it's new for you. When you're done, meet us in downward facing dog, however you'd like to get there. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Step it forward to warrior one. Lift up and inhale. Warrior two as you exhale. And stay here for a couple breaths. Take a deep breath in, reverse warrior. Exhale to side angle. From here, you can reach up and take your hand behind your head, just to start opening up the chest a little bit more. And then high to low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up. And step it forward to warrior one. Inhale and come up. Warrior two as you exhale. And breathe here. Big breath in, reverse warrior, and then exhaling to side angle. Wherever your lower arm is in side angle, make sure you're not dumping into your shoulder. So you do have to keep your core engaged here to keep your upper body lifted up so that you're not just dumping weight into your lower arm. The more you can reach up with your upper arm, the more you can kind of lift out of that shoulder. Exhaling high to low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up, step it forward to low lunge. Then drop that lower knee down, and we're going to come into lizard pose. All the way down onto your forearms. Just starting to open up the hips. Bend the back knee and take the foot with the right hand. So you're getting a little bit of a twist while really getting into that left quad. Release the foot gently. Lift the back knee. And then, if it's possible, take your right shoulder underneath your right knee. And we're going to set up for flying splits. So this is an arm balance where your left elbow is going to be planted in your left hip. And then you're going to extend your right leg as far straight forward as you can with the thigh on the back of the upper right arm. Similar to flying runner stretch, but the idea is to be more front and back instead of out to the side. Lift your left leg up, step it forward to low lunge. Drop the back knee and come on down to your forearms. This arm balance that we're gearing up for is really difficult for me, but it is a lot of fun to just explore and kind of try new things. But it is really necessary for me, especially to make sure that my hips are really warmed up before I can even try to attempt something like this. Come up to your hands, bend the back knee, take the right foot with the left hand. Getting a light twist and really opening up that right quad. Release that foot. Lift the back knee. And then take the left shoulder underneath the left thigh. Planting the right elbow in the right hip. Straighten both legs and lift up. Don't quite have the flexibility to really send the front leg forward, but it's all a practice. Inhale, lift your right leg up and step it forward to low lunge. And just stay here, opening the hips, and then straighten that front knee and relax the upper body over the right thigh. From here, you can walk your upper body over to the left, continuing to get a good stretch in your hamstring and opening up those hips. Bend the right knee back and bring your upper body back to the front of your mat. And then back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, step it forward to low lunge. Drop that back knee. Straighten the left knee and fold forward. You can walk your upper body over to the right if that feels good, or you can stay right where you are. Walk your body back to center. Bend that left knee again. And then push back into downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up and step it forward to half pigeon. Once you feel settled and comfortable here, take a deep breath in and then fold forward. If this pose doesn't feel as intense as it used to, you can do a couple things here to modify. I'm going to take a light twist. Taking my left arm straight over to the right side of my mat, and then taking my right arm up and behind my back. Where your shoulders go, your hips want to follow. So this is intensifying the stretch by leading my left hip down towards the mat, making the stretch in my right hip a little bit deeper and more intense. If you have the flexibility, you can even bind here by taking that upper arm and grabbing the right foot. Slowly bring yourself back to center. Lift up. And then push back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up. And step it forward to half pigeon. And again, if you'd like to take the extra twist here or the bind, go ahead and do that. If not, stay right where you are. If this is intense enough, you don't even have to fold forward. Just do what feels right for you and your body. Slowly release your bind. Bring your arms back to center. Plant your hands underneath your shoulders and lift up. And then push back into downward facing dog. Come down to your hands and knees. Cross your ankles, roll over onto your butt. Relax all the way down onto your backs. And then come into shoulder stand. Or whatever inversion is easy and comfortable for you. If you prefer a headstand or a handstand even, do that. But do something that is easy for you, that is relaxing for you. We've entered into the cool down phase of the practice. So don't do anything that's going to cause you stress or struggle right now. Just something easy. If you're in shoulder stand, come on down to plow. If not, you can stay where you are. And then slowly start to roll down one vertebrae at a time. You want to take a lot of care here with your back. Be very gentle, very controlled. Now place your hands underneath your hips. Relax your chest and neck, laying your head backwards and come into fish pose. Pointing your toes. If you'd like, you can lift your legs up for a little bit more core work. Bring your feet down, remove your hands, and relax down. Windshield wiper your knees back and forth. And take your knees over to the left. And place your left leg over your right knee, your left foot over your left knee, and just twist. All right, now bring your knees back to center. Cross your right ankle over your left knee and send both your knees over to the right. Again, here relaxing into the twist. Not trying to push or force anything. Just letting go. And bring your knees back to center. Squeeze your knees in. Roll up and back, side to side. Whatever's going to feel good on your spine. Now squeeze into a tiny ball, bringing your head up to your knees. And then relax into Shavasana. Palms facing the ceiling, body just relaxing down into the mat. Let your breath relax and return to normal. Nothing forced, nothing constricted, just lightly in and out. In and out. I'll take a really deep breath in and then let it go. Another deep breath in and empty out. Then come up to a seat, keeping your eyes closed, hands at your heart center. Take a deep breath in and say namaste. Thanks for watching, guys.